Okay, good morning to you all. Welcome to my lesson. My name is Colin Hove. Today we are going to do functions. I will start by defining what is a function. A function is a subroutine that always retains a value. It always retains a value. So we also want to look on the advantages of using functions. So a function reduces coding time. An advantage of using functions and procedures is that coding time is reduced. So this is because you can write a function once and use it many times. So you can call a function at any point throughout the program if you want to use it. Then another advantage is reducing debugging time. So if you want to fix for errors, you just focus on the function which is giving you errors, or if you find that your program is not performing as to the requirements, you can only focus on the function which is not doing its task. Let's proceed. Then also maintenance effects. So it is very easy to manage a program if you put it into functions, because one advantage is of functions is also a modularization. You can break your code into modules which are easier to manage rather than having a single code in a program. Then we also want to look at parameter passing. So you can pass parameters by value or by reference. So what is the difference? When you're passing parameters by value, you are passing an exact copy of the value which is stored in the variable. But when you're passing by reference, you are passing the address which stores the value. So you can change the value in passing by reference, but on passing by value, the exact value is copied or passed to the function. Then let's look on the syntax for a function. So the syntax is function, then the function name, followed by parameters within the brackets, and the return type. So on the return type, you have to specify whether it's a string or boolean or integer. So this is the data type of the value which will be returned by a function. So because we defined a function as a subroutine that always returns a value, as you can see here, we have a return value, right? And then we close the function by the keyword end function. So okay, let's look on the example, one example of on how to use a function, right? So we have this example in computer science. If you want to do correct data entry, one method of verifying is double entry, where you are instructed to enter your data, and also you are given another field to confirm the first field that you have entered. So we want to look on password comparison, where you are going to enter a password twice, so that you see if there's a match. Then you can continue with the program, or else if there's a mismatch, an error will be reported. So we have this module, which is module password comparison. So as you can see, we have to enter the password, the first password, which is password 1, and second password, which is password 2. Then we have this function which is being called here, and it has got two parameters. Let's see how the function works. So we have this function which is compare passwords. So we have by val, which means an exact copy of the value is being passed to this function as password 1, and also by val password 2. So this function has got two parameters, password 1 and password 2, and we have boolean as the return type, so it will return true or false. So we have this line which compares the two values for password 1 and password 2, then it returns it true if they match, and else it returns false if there is a mismatch in the two values. So as you can see, we have to end a function. So I want you to focus on this line and also this line, because we said a function always returns a value. As you can see here, it will return, this function will return true if the two values are the same, and will return false if the two values they are not the same. Right, let's focus on how will this function be used, and or how this function will perform its task after being called. Right, now we are here on this line. The function is being called if compare passwords, password 1, password 2, then console.write line, passwords match, else passwords do not match. So I would want to modify this. So if compare passwords 1, password 2 is equals to true, so we are saying if this function returns true after comparing two password 1 and password 2, if it returns true, then it must write this message, password match. Right, I need to emphasize how a function works. Right, it works by what we call parameter passing. After you capture two values, password 1 and password 2, in the mains function, then these values are then passed to the function. So the values which are captured in the mains are passed to the function and is password 1 and password 2, and these values enable this function to perform its task. Then there is this comparison of the two values. So this function will perform its task on comparing the two values and return a result. So it returns the results back to the main function. So here when we call the function, it returns the result. So it either returns true or false. So we are saying if it returns true, then it means these two values are the same, so passwords match. Else it means if these two values don't match, we must get this error message. Okay, we have this exercise. I'm giving you this exercise. Write a program for a simple calculator using functions. Thank you. We have come to the end of the lesson.